Hey guys, good evening. How's it going? It's hot where I'm at right now, and I know it probably is where you are too. Tonight, I wanted to talk about getting your spouse on board with lifestyle changes, and especially trying not to use verbiage like I'm on a diet. Those are temporary phrases. Lifestyle change is I'm going to change the way I live, and it's going to last a while. And sometimes change in a couple can be difficult, especially if one is not really on board at first. And I heard a really valuable piece of information a couple years ago at a marriage thing Janessa and I were at, and the guy said, the one in the relationship who views themselves the most mature will always act first. And of course, we as men would take that as a challenge. I'll act for, you know. So when we decided we wanted to change the way we ate, we first looked at our pantry and our refrigerator and decided, okay, we know we can't just go crazy and throw these things in the trash right now. Let's make a goal. In a year, no more cereal, no more processed grains food in the cabinet. Chips, juices, especially any packaged desserts, that stuff was gone. And once her and I started doing it, it really became awesome to have an accountability partner there who could be right there to challenge you and say, hey, we said no. No pop. I was a lover of chips. Chips have been a big challenge for me, and so far we've done really good this year at not having chips in our cabinet. And it didn't help last year that I canned 30 gallons of salsa, and how are you going to eat salsa without chips? Anyway, on the lifestyle change, there's nothing that can make a relationship more awkward than food. And one thing I really think people don't understand is that when people do make a lifestyle change for food, even though you are eating health food, that doesn't necessarily mean that sitting down and eating a meal together where both of you are eating exactly the same food is going to agree with both of you. There may be things in your microbiome that stand out that don't allow you to eat certain nightshades or lentils or things like that, where you just after a while start to really become accustomed to, and maybe you both love to cook together, and after a while you start to respect those differences where, you know, your spouse may have a really good time with this, but you can't eat that, or vice versa. So understanding that once both of you do agree to that, it's not supposed to be necessarily the same meal. Now, if you have kids, it's even more difficult. And trying to get kids to lead the way on a lifestyle change is actually much easier than a spouse. With kids, all you have to do is make them think it was their idea, and they will actually police you and hold you accountable, sometimes better and with less tension than a spouse can. My two daughters are just awesome at, if they see something in our cupboards that isn't supposed to be there, they will let us know about it. And they do it gracefully and, you know, not mean about it. So when spouses, you know, start to disagree, hi chicken, on food and lifestyle, picking out your purpose for making the change is by and far the most important part. If the spouse is doing something to lose weight, that to me says this is temporary and I'm eventually gonna fail at it. Just because the goal is something that should be a byproduct of a good goal, a byproduct of trying to eat healthier food, yes, is losing weight. But if losing weight is your primary goal, just because that's what you chose, that's not necessarily what you are going to achieve. You may achieve it, but it's going to be temporary. The goal you choose and how you word it to yourself in your mind really is what sets the pace for a long-term lifestyle change and how long you can achieve it. Now, the best, absolute best lifestyle change is all of us watching this video picking out an age. I'm going to live to 108. That's how old I'm going to be. And when I live to be 108, I watch successful 108-year-olds, and they all kind of have the same habits. And if you watch that and that is your goal, yeah, you're going to lose weight. You're going to get some good sleep. You're going to reduce stress in your life, because 108-year-olds, they get good sleep. They don't have a lot of stress. They do visit with people. They eat really good food. I remember when my great-grandmother, Voss, was alive. She lived to be in her hundreds. And one thing longevity is certainly a goal in mine. And I've studied a lot about what people that live to be over 100 centenarians do. A cool thing that they do over in Greece, they always set an extra chair at the table because they believe, and they are right now the highest population of people over 100, and they all have the same habit where they will set an extra chair at their table because they believe the most important thing is not what you eat, but who you eat it with. Isolation will kill a person faster than anything. I truly believe that. After going from an extremely public life to an extremely private and isolated life, I'm on board with that. But I think the Greeks also had a very good lesson from the 1200s where they were all about achieving balance in life. Achieving balance between who you ate it with and what we eat. And today, because of cell phones, we aren't present at the table. We aren't having conversations we need to have around the dinner table. And we aren't eating good while we're sitting at the dinner table, if we're even sitting at the dinner table. Sometimes we're sitting down as a family eating with a screen on. And nothing good can happen from that. Anyway, I hope that some of these thoughts have spawned some ideas. If you are the one wanting to lead the charge in your relationship with a lifestyle change, I commend you and I wish you the best. Be patient and lots of grace with your spouse or your kids. If you do have kids, let them lead it. They're so good at it. They're so crafty at it. Let them be their idea. And I guarantee your spouse will cruise right along because of the kids. If you have kids, let that be your greatest weapon, not your greatest liability. Because the time is now to make that change if you have children, because we are running out of time as disease knows no boundaries. It doesn't care whether you're black, you're white, you're rich or you're poor, you're popular or you're a shut-in. It chooses the ones with bad habits, period. So, heard some great comments last night. Hope this helps a few people, 2 or 3, doesn't matter. I got to get back on the chore routine, but it was great to hear from you guys last night. You guys take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.